we'll take the disc off of this conical sander using my preferred method. We're going to mount this on the end of the Mark V spindle. And first thing we can do is we can check to see if it's just going to come off on its own. And it's releasing okay right here at the corner, but I want to make sure that this comes off cleanly. And so the way that I do that is with the use of a heat gun. Now you can heat either the abrasive side or you can heat the back of the disc. It takes a little bit longer to heat the entire disc, and the warning label will come off the back if you heat it from the back. So I'm going to do it from the front, and I'm going to just have this on low. And all I need to do is to warm it up. And we'll warm it up just ahead of where I intend to peel it. A pair of gloves would make a lot of sense at this point. Of course, I don't have a pair of gloves over here. So we'll use some vice grips to grip this. Yuck. Lacquer thinner would take that right off. Sure wish I had lacquer thinner. There's almost no adhesive left on the cloth. Wow. So after a ridiculous amount of scraping, we're finally down to just a bit of a residue, an amount that I could live with, but I'm still going to hit this one more time with the mineral spirits. Lacquer thinner would have cut right through that without all that nonsense. So heed my advice and use lacquer thinner for that. All right, so if what I was doing was just peeling and sticking a sanding disc on here, I would be good to go. But I'm going to be applying sandpaper to my conical sander, which requires a hole and a slot to be cut in it to allow it to conform to that shape. Now that disc, the face of it is just a hair under 12 inches, and you'll see that these Shopsmith ones come in at around 11 1/4 inch. They tell you you have 4 inches of sanding surface, which you do. So we have 4 and 4. The center of this is actually about 3 inches. Because this is a 12-inch disc, I could cut a 4-inch circle out of here, but again, just the edge of that is going to be overhanging. So I really, to get my 12 inches, 4 inches of cutting surface here, I need to cut a circle that matches this. And let's just confirm that real quick. Yeah, that circle is a 3-inch circle. So a neat little trick, if you happen to have a 5/8 inch brad point drill bit, the hole in the sanding disc is 5/8 inch in diameter and passes all the way through the disc. So if I were making my own conical sanding discs, I would take the abrasive off of one of my sanding discs, get a 5/8 inch brad point drill bit, and mark the center of each one of these. And I would do several at once. But since I don't have a 5/8 inch bit, we'll just use a marker here to mark the center. And there it is right there. And then we're going to use this neat little circle cutting compass to cut that circle out. I'm going to cut from the back side of this. And so really I'm just cutting through a little bit of a plastic film and through the cloth or paper backing. And then I'm going to stop short of grinding the heck out of my cutter here because I'm cutting through the back. So this is one. There's several of these on the market. Olfa makes one as well. But you can. This is the pivoting point. You can store that little part right on board. Here you've got a rotary cutter. If you pinch this guard and pull it up. Oh, I already had. Pinch it, pull it up. That exposes that rotary cutter. These 2 points right here allow this to pivot around. And on the back pocket here, there is another cutter as this one wears out. So let's say let's cut this to 3 inches. So we need an inch and a half here. Confirm that with my tape. Got to go over just a smidge more. And we'll cut this out. There we go. And we are through. Continuing on the back, we're going to make a slot here. We'll use a straight edge to guide us. And basically, we're just making what from the back, as you can see, appears to be, well, from the front, it would be a number 9 or a number 6. So from the back, we're going to be coming over from, let's say, 9 o'clock to just about 6 o'clock. And for this, we'll use a utility knife. Make that cut, and then we'll slide over 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch, something like that. Cut it again. And we have just made our own disc for the conical sander. Now, I'm using 220 grit paper here, and that's because that fineness of grit is not available from Shopsmith, but that's what I prefer to use for sharpening. Oh, that is really good adhesive. And I made my cut a little bit too wide there, but I think you will see that that's not going to matter in use.